The 60 Minutes interview was a great chance to hear Harry and Meghan's story, in case you missed their 2-hour sit-down with Oprah or their 6-part Netflix documentary.
Harry says, how do you explain to someone who just started dating that they have to curtsy to your own grandmother?
How do you explain that you bow to your grandmother and that you will need to curtsy, especially to an American? Like, that's weird.
Maybe just tell her that your grandmother is the queen and you're in the royal family.
Michael, we like to apologise. Unfortunately, William's hair was unable to make it this evening.
Place in microwave. What is microwave? I don't think we have any of that. Harry, do we have any microwave?
Are you fucking dumb?
It's a microwave, silly.
Don't talk to me like that, you bitch! I'm a fucking duchess! Shake that off!
Oh!
Damn!
Said, let us have an end to this debate about what makes a good man, and be one.
There you go.
You can use that.
Good knowledge.
You can use that.
That's the part. That's the part we're editing out of this interview. Boy, right there. All right.
Very
Unlike
similar
what?
to this experience.
Unlike what?
That's right, you can carry on. You were doing great, you were doing
No, you're doing great.
Later in the press conference, a reporter asked Trump about Meghan Markle, and this is what he had to say about her.
I'm not a fan of hers, and she probably has heard that, but I wish a lot of luck to Harry, because he's going to need it.
Wow. Who had Meghan Markle on their random Trump insults bingo card? Anyone? If you're keeping track, Meghan Markle's got beef with the Queen of England and the President of the United States.
She is an absolute user of the media. She uses every conceivable way to try and play the victim and score points.
Harry, you're such a moderate achiever. How do you stay at the top of the middle of your game?
An early start's important, so my butler Perkins gets up at 5 a.m. and does the 10K.
Prince Harry, whose memoir just broke the Guinness record for fastest-selling non-fiction book of all time. They're now releasing a version for kids. I don't know if you know about this. It's a twist on The Princess and the Pea. It's called The Prince and the Penis, and it's, What? What the fuck?
Oh, I really am a middleman for jars of jam. And tiny yogurts.
What?
He works for Meghan Markle. Yes.
Really tiny jams, harvestable jams.
Yes, exactly.
Made from the oils of Montecito.
If Jimbo Reynolds wasn't dead, I would say he is Meghan. Adjacent.
Oprah's bombshell interview with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Oprah started off like, what's going on? Then Meghan cut right to the chase. She was like, we'll never be royal. So she and Harry packed their bags and told the royal family, bye, bye, bye. Fortunately, Tyler Perry gave the couple a place to live. He was like, oh, won't you stay with me?
No more following Granny's rules.
You sure about that?
If I want to play polo in my living room, who's gonna stop me?
Stop that.
Right away, Megs.
Another big revelation was that Meghan said that she and Harry actually got married 3 days before the royal wedding. Great, now I feel like a fool for waking up at 5 a.m. to watch two married people get married.
Harry, get your limey ginger ass down here and clear this up!
Jimmy Kimmel just did something almost no one in Hollywood dares to do. He went after Harry and Meghan on live TV. When Harry's memoir broke the Guinness record for fastest-selling nonfiction book, Kimmel didn't applaud, he laughed. He turned the whole moment into a kid's book parody called The Prince and the Penis, dragging Harry in front of everyone. And he kept going. He hit Harry's ego next, joking about his looks and comparing him to Screech, the awkward character nobody wanted to be. This wasn't mild teasing. It was a full roast, and the audience knew it.
And by the way, they should hope that the kid looks more like Meghan than Harry. No offense, but Harry kind of looks like the guy who played Screech, may he rest in peace.
But that was nothing compared to what followed. Kimmel tore into their whole racism storyline, saying exactly what millions were already thinking. He mocked the idea that Harry and Meghan ran to America, one of the loudest, most chaotic countries on Earth when it comes to race, because they wanted to escape racism. The audience couldn't even hold back their laughter. It sounded unbelievable, and Kimmel made sure everyone heard it that way.
Harry said racism was a big part of their decision to leave, which you know things are bad at Buckingham Palace if they came to America to get away from racism.
Harry and Meghan wanted out. So they did the one thing guaranteed to cause chaos. They threw his own family under the bus and labeled them racist to justify their exit. And that's when everything shifted. Once Jimmy Kimmel cracked the door open, Hollywood stopped pretending. The entire entertainment world began piling on with one joke after another. But here's where it turns darker. Spitting Image, the show that mocked Harry and Meghan for years, didn't just get backlash. They got sued. Yes, sued over online jokes.
California, we're just a regular couple living close to Oprah and far from the paparazzi. Woo! But not too.
Their videos disappeared overnight, wiped clean like someone wanted the whole thing erased. And we may know exactly who pushed that lawsuit. We'll get to that soon, but first, you need to see how late-night TV shifted against them. Jimmy Fallon jumped in next, roasting Meghan's strange pretzel bag habit, where she takes pretzels from one bag and pours them into another, as if she created a groundbreaking lifestyle idea.
What is the number one question that mystifies scientists? Number one question.
Mystifies scientists. Is there life on another planet?
Oh, no. Why does Meghan Markle make her own pretzel bags? They don't know why.
That's interesting. She takes it from one bag and puts it in another bag.
Another bag.
And that confuses people.
This, we're just gonna put into a different bag.
It was peak wealthy and out-of-touch behavior, and the internet reacted instantly.
I read that Harry and Meghan met on a blind date. Here's how they planned it. Meghan was like, I'll be wearing a blue shirt. And Harry was like, I'll be Prince Harry.
Influencers saw an easy target and started pumping out parody videos copying Meghan's Netflix-style lifestyle moments.
My name is Megan Sussex now. Call me Meghan Markle one more time, Mindy Hale.
They mocked her for pouring snacks into fancy bags as if it were some major accomplishment, turning her routine into a running online joke.
Take the snack out of one bag and then move them into another bag and then label this new bag, even though this bag already has a label.
Then they went after her dramatic water ceremony, complete with floating flower petals, as if she were performing some ritual, because apparently normal tap water isn't good enough for Meghan. The internet tore that clip apart immediately.
How I prepare water for my guests. Some water that I got from the spring in my backyard. Whatever you do, don't use tap water. I'm just gonna sneak a taste. You flower petal. H is always calling water water.
And of course, there was the overly staged flower arranging scene where she acts like she's telling a story with roses, as if anyone was asking for a deep explanation of a bouquet. The internet rolled its eyes instantly.
Any type of flower arranging is just telling a story. What story do you want to tell? Maybe leave the country. Maybe disown your dad. Be creative with it.
These weren't random trolls. These were creators with millions of followers turning Meghan into a full meme. The pretzel bag moment became iconic, just not in the way she wanted.
Mindy and I are such great friends, like besties. Like, I love her. Like, she doesn't know my name, but we're best friends.
And the American comedians were just getting started. The British came in even harder. Jimmy Carr opened with a question no one in Hollywood wanted to say out loud. How does someone who calls herself a lifelong feminist quit her job just to marry into a royal family?
I said Meghan Markle is, of course, a lifelong feminist, which she's demonstrated by marrying a prince and giving up her job.
The hypocrisy was impossible to ignore. And then Carr went straight for the real hit, pulling up the one thing Harry wishes people would finally forget.
The royal family, right, if you can imagine, they're like our Kardashian. Prince Harry is very much our Kanye. He occasionally dresses as a Nazi, and he f***ed up.
The Nazi costume. It always comes back to the Nazi costume. At least, Jimmy Carr turned it into a joke. Simon Brodkin didn't even try to be funny.
Don't know how to break this to you, H. But if you weren't in the royal family, M wouldn't be with you.
The skit ended with a punchline so odd and uneasy that the crowd laughed and cringed all at once.
I watched the Harry and Meghan Netflix documentary. Now, I'll be honest with you, before I watched it, I was not a fan of theirs. But now I've actually heard their side of the story, I hate them.
He wasn't pretending to be polite anymore. He actually sat down and watched their entire Netflix documentary, start to finish, hoping to understand their side. huge mistake.
They started off and they're making interesting points about racism and misogyny. Then they start calling each other H&M, and I just thought, oh, do fuck off.
That's the effect they have. You begin open-minded, trying to give them a chance, and somehow you end up liking them even less. Honestly, it's almost impressive how quickly they push people away.
They were complaining that to pay for their own security. They were not happy about that. Yeah, they were very worried about their safety, which I get that aspect of things. After 6 episodes, I wanted to attack.
They actually tried to raise real points about racism and misogyny, serious topics that deserve real discussion. And then they ruined it by turning everything into cute couple nicknames and personal pity stories. Any self-awareness they needed was completely missing.
Describing this one date with Meghan as the night, let me quote you here, me and M pulled the pin on a fun grenade. I actually started rooting for Prince.
Imagine making a documentary so irritating that people started joking about wanting to be the security threat. That's how unbearable it was.
I think Harry's a f***ing twat. He's a whining, whinging, complaining, woe is me, I'm the only one that's ever had mental problems.
Then Kelly Osbourne stepped in, and she wasn't trying to be gentle. She called out Harry's constant victim narrative like she was done entertaining it.
Like, my life was so hard. Everybody's f***ing life is hard.
Yeah,
you were
true.
the prince of a goddamn country who dressed up as a f***ing Nazi, and now you're trying to come back as the Pope? Suck it.
Everyone has problems, Harry. You're not the only one. And then she dragged out the giant issue everyone avoids but talks about behind the scenes.
My brother's fiancée, Miss Meghan Markle, is on the American program Suits.
Yes, Wednesdays, 8 p.m, USA Network.
The only difference between that show and this is people watch this.
You can't wear a Nazi costume on Halloween and then try to rebrand yourself as a global humanitarian. Life doesn't work like that. The British public wasn't just tired.
Whenever the kids are being fussy and not going to bed, she puts on an episode of Suits and they're out. So,
what are you doing? Ow! Stop it!
Stop! That was a direct hit at Meghan and her acting career, basically saying no one actually watched Suits. The crowd erupted, and you know Harry felt it. But SNL didn't slow down. They pushed even harder.
Come on, just shave it, Will. Okay, just shut up about the hair. What hair? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I made him mad.
They joked about using Meghan's show as a sleep aid for kids. Brutal.
Marrying the monarchy, what did you think it was going to be like?
Well, I didn't do any research about what that would mean.
You didn't do any research?
No. I've never looked up my husband online.
What?
And the roast climbed again when Stephen Colbert, host of The Late Show, joined in. He mocked how the Duchess behaved like she had no idea what royal life required. Just like when she claimed she didn't know she had to bow to the Queen, or that royals actually lived in castles.
Let me introduce this thing called Google, okay? Over there, I think it's called Lori. It's full of useful information. For instance, turns out your husband knew Princess Di. That might have been a hint that this was going to be a rough gig.
Then came Colbert's reality check. Sharp, funny, and direct. It destroyed Meghan's whole I didn't know anything act, showing her clueless persona wasn't innocent at all. It was pure comedy gold.
Also, while you're Googling, you might want to try the combo Andrew, Island, and Epstein.
And that still wasn't the end. Colbert went even further, handing Meghan a homework list of royals to search online, including her own husband, so she could finally understand what she had signed up for from day one.
Oh, and if you don't Google things, you're the only person I can show this to. It's a cat who plays the electric piano. You had to be there in 2007.
And just like that, Colbert tore her apart. The roast was relentless. That's what happens when you speak confidently without any preparation. You get burned. Her forced authenticity didn't just collapse. It fell apart with sirens blaring.
I was curious what they did with Harry and Meghan's wax figures, so I found the museum employee who's temporarily storing.
But the mockery took an even stranger turn after Harry and Meghan quit royal life. Madame Tussauds in London removed their wax figures from the royal display, and Conan O'Brien created an entire bit, imagining bizarre places those statues might have ended up.
Oliver, you have generously offered to keep the wax figures of Harry and Meghan safe.
Yeah, that's correct. And if I may, I would just like to say that I'm definitely not using the wax figures for sex.
He even brought on a museum employee character who was disturbingly attached to the wax figures. creepy enough to get the audience laughing and uncomfortable at the same time.
They are in a loving home, and I treat them better than the museum ever did. They didn't appreciate Meghan's soft hands or Harry's supple.
But the embarrassment kept going when Trevor Noah brought up something that still makes people tense every time it resurfaces.
Prince Harry really did that. At a movie premiere last year, he asked the CEO of Disney to hook his wife up with voiceovers.
This is what it's come to. A prince wandering around movie premieres, trying to network for his wife's voiceover career. Royal marriages once built political alliances. Now Harry is out here asking Disney executives for favors.
You gotta admit, the monarchy has fallen off, right? No, because back in the day, it used to be like, if you marry my daughter, I'll give you Burgundy.
Kingdoms and territories used to be part of the bargain. Now it's Disney jobs and podcast deals. The downgrade is so dramatic, it barely feels real.
And now it's like, my wife actually does a pretty good Timon. You should hear her. Come on, baby, do the thing. Hakuna Matata, do the thing.
It's almost tragic, and their Netflix content turned into pure meme material. Family Guy captured the absurdity with one joke that said more than their entire documentary ever did.
Sir, your millions from Netflix for no one knows what.
Put it with the rest of them.
Babe, time to do our daily $250,000 sponsored Instagram post for Del Taco.
I shouldn't have left the made-up nonsense.
Millions from Netflix for content nobody can even describe. Sponsored posts worth more than most people earn in a year. And remember that puppet show we mentioned? The one erased from the internet? We're about to show you exactly what got them in trouble.
What about television? Do you have a Netflix account?
Yeah. It's got about $9 million in it.
Mama lad.
But first, you need to hear the comedian who made everyone else sound soft. Some comedians stopped joking and started saying what others were afraid to admit. And no one hit harder than Godfrey. He went straight for the core narrative Meghan and Harry built their brand around.
She's like, I can't believe they were racist. Wait, the whitest family on the planet. The original motherfuckers.
Meghan acting shocked that the royal family might have questions about race was almost unbelievable. They are literally the most historically white family on the planet. What did she expect? And then Godfrey said what many were already thinking, but no one wanted to say publicly.
They wanted to know what color the kid would be. I did too. I was like, he's gonna be super, super light-skinned? What black will we see? We all wanted to know.
That's not racism, that's basic curiosity. But Meghan turned ordinary questions into fuel for her endless victim storyline. And Godfrey kept going. He called out her recent interview with Jamie Kern-Lima, where Meghan once again played the overwhelmed Duchess, as if she's carrying the world on her shoulders.
Meg does her little phony, like, I'm so busy just doing, like, so much wealthy stuff. I have the show, the podcast, I'm a duchess, I have all this wealth. It's just so many busy things as a wealthy person.
So busy?
It was so fake. I was like, oh.
The staged photos, the pretend busy routine, the podcast no one listens to, the Duchess title she holds onto while criticizing the institution that gave it to her, it was all painfully obvious. And the mockery didn't end with comedians. Even people in their own circles started stepping back. Remember when Meghan showed up at that yoga studio and the entire moment turned into its own drama?
Is this true? Meghan Markle has ruined your workout regime. Is this true? If so,
Yes, she has.
Meghan can't do anything without turning it into a spectacle. Even a simple workout becomes a full PR moment, like she's always performing for an unseen audience.
Well, she came into New York last weekend, and she went to a yoga place called Moto Yoga, which is my yoga place. It's where I always...
Someone finally had a quiet spot to unwind, and then Meghan walked in and instantly turned the whole place into chaos. One person trying to relax, the other treating every room like another stage.
They have places in LA and New York, but now that she went there, everyone's going to want to go there. And there's not going to be any room. It's going to be harder to get in.
That's the Meghan effect. Everything she touches instantly shifts to being about her, and everyone around her ends up dealing with the fallout. And the frustration wasn't just coming from comedians anymore. It was everywhere. Now for the moment everyone waits for, the clips that were too harsh to survive online. Spitting Image, the legendary British satire show, produced what might be the most savage takedown of Meghan's Netflix series ever filmed. And then it suddenly vanished. Most of their Meghan and Harry videos disappeared from their YouTube channel after alleged legal pressure. They even had to post a video explaining why everything was gone.
Today, we bow our heads in memory of the fallen.
More episodes have been removed from YouTube.
So what was so harsh, it had to be erased. Their entire parody targeted Meghan's Netflix show, With Love, Meghan. And they didn't just mock it, they destroyed it. The jokes were so sharp, so accurate, it's no surprise someone didn't want the world to see them.
I'm Megan Sussex, and I'm a good person. And I'm meeting another good person today, the wonderful Ariana Grande.
Oh my God, Megan, you're such a good person.
Yes, that's why I'm going to talk to you like you're an idiot.
With Love, Meghan was meant to be a warm, authentic lifestyle series, but Spitting Image turned it into a full masterclass in performative nonsense. They exposed every forced smile, every staged moment, and every overproduced scene she tried to sell as genuine.
I'm preparing my guests some soul food that my British husband calls a packet of crisps. It can be a tricky dish to master, especially when a packet is being... Oh my God, you've been knocked down by the crisps. So vulnerable. I love it.
I'm just down here holding space.
And now, the finishing touches. A flower.
The soul food moment revealed exactly what the show really was. Taking ordinary, everyday things and repackaging them as some kind of premium lifestyle wisdom. A simple packet of crisps suddenly became an event the moment Meghan touched it.
Like and subscribe to learn how to breathe, how as a finishing touch, sticking flowers on anything means you made it with love, and I share the secret to a happy marriage. Fuck's sake, H! Don't make me get the electric collar out.
Sorry, love. I think my arm's gone dead.
They mocked every part of the show. The dramatic breathwork sessions, the overly poetic flower arranging, the constant push to make every tiny detail look luxurious and inspirational. Nothing was off limits because the entire aesthetic screamed staged glamour instead of real life.
Hold it steady, you ginger pots! Hello, followers. You know little old me is a high-profile, high-success, global brand-creating, vulnerable, and humble business leader. Which means I no longer have time for my lifestyle show, which was such a hit that I'm now in talks with Netflix to pivot to 6 seasons of no more episodes. I've decided my time is better spent doing less, and so I'll be coming on here to patronize you through your phone.
And this is where it turned brutal. They exposed the core contradiction of With Love, Meghan. A show that failed so badly, she's now pretending that doing less content is personal growth. Honestly, it's hard not to think Meghan and Harry had a hand in getting it banned. We all remember how they tried to intimidate South Park after the Worldwide Privacy Tour episode, and the creators didn't move an inch. They're too big to scare. But Spitting Image, much easier to pressure, much easier to silence. And suddenly, all the Meghan and Harry videos were gone. You just saw the kind of content someone definitely didn't want the public to watch. So, what does all of this mean for their future? Honestly, they're burying themselves. Every lawsuit, every attempt to shut down criticism, every tone-deaf lifestyle stunt only makes people dislike them more. They had a chance to rebuild, to be real, to show growth. And instead, they doubled down on performative victimhood. Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more royal drama.